Welcome back to Radio Free Freedonia, where I, my beautiful and talented co-host, Lady Styx, are joined by, let's see, who's with us? Our wonderful official and unofficial co-host, Mr. Pink. I see Dire Sith is in the house. I see Always Right Matty's with us. Phillip's here. And Savage is with us. Can't ask for a better night. How is everyone tonight?
Awesome.
Hoping that
Good.
Lady Styx has a better night.
Not dead yet.
Alone and abandoned.
Yeah, I heard Sarah ditched you.
It's okay. It's for an Edgar Poe speakeasy. I really can't blame her.
I can't either. That sounds like fun.
Yeah. So I'm like, geez, have an opportunity, hun. Go.
Yeah.
Please.
Absolutely.
Something I voluntarily attend, so.
Well, I'm sorry I'm a few minutes late. I had a long day and a weird day. And then, of course, the pharmacy messed up my prescription and that turned into a hassle. I told them.
Oh, Jesus.
So it was a dumb thing. It's for my rescue inhaler, right? And if you use an albuterol inhaler and you're used to it and you had one since you were a kid, you get the timing right. You push the thing, you know when to breathe in. This works. I wasn't told until I was like 40 that apparently I don't breathe well. It's like I was doing it for 40 years, but I've been doing it poorly for 40 years at the time when I first found out, right? And so I need a rescue inhaler, but I don't get the timing right. So they make ones that don't have a propellant. So it basically puts a powder in and then you just inhale deeply and it pulls the powder in where you need it to be, right? I need that version. The insurance doesn't like to cover it. I don't care. It's not saving me money if it doesn't work. I need something that works. Okay? So instead of calling me and saying, hey, the insurance doesn't want to cover this, they didn't fill it. They didn't even have it in. So when I went to get the others, I'm like, where's this one? They're like, well, the insurance doesn't cover that. So, and I'm like, I don't give a flying freak. That's what I need. Yes, I know it's more money. I don't care. Oh.
Isn't it weird when the insurance company gets to just choose what you want? And more importantly, when you order something from the pharmacy and they decide that just because the insurance company thinks you don't need it, that you really don't want it after all. I have this conversation with my pharmacist all the time. Yeah.
Why didn't they call and ask? That's what I don't get. Call me and ask me. Because I would have told you I want it. So, but they make this thing and now they don't have it. And they're like, well, we can get it ordered and have it tomorrow. Well, that's a 2.5 hour round trip. Round trip over 2 hours. I'm not coming back in tomorrow. I had to work today. I don't want to drive to Springfield. So I'm like, send it to the one in Mount Vernon. Now, understand, I was very clear. I'm not coming back into Springfield. They sent it to the one on Mount Vernon Street in Springfield.
Jesus Christ.
So I'm in Mount Vernon, which is only a half hour from home, which is only an hour round trip. And they're like, yeah, sometimes they make this mistake. And I'm like, well, it's kind
Fix
of
Fix it.
Well, they don't have it. They can have it tomorrow. I'm not driving back to fucking Mount Vernon tomorrow. Like, what is... So after all of that and getting home and eating a bowl of cereal, I looked down at my phone and realized it was 8 o'clock. And I'm like, shoot. I think I'm tired. But I was really mad. And it's not the lady at Mount Vernon that I'm mad about. It's the fact that if I very clearly state I'm not driving back to Springfield, why would you send it to Mount Vernon Street in Springfield? Other than they just weren't paying attention. But now I don't have the rescue inhaler. And I don't know when I'm going back to Springfield, and I'm not going. Are you effing kidding me?
It's incompetence by design.
Kind of. And the thing is that I'm paying for it.
Yeah, we're all paying for.
But you know what I mean? Like the insurance company got to go, ha ha ha, we're not paying for it. Like that makes it okay, but whatever.
I mean, the American insurance thing is closer to a BDSM relationship than anything.
Well, okay, historically speaking, when insurance was first brought out, the laws were very specific on that the insurance company couldn't deny something that the doctor ordered. And over the last, whatever it's been, 40 years or whatever, 50 years, something like that, slowly that's been eroded to they can absolutely deny it. And then they'll make your doctor and you jump through all of these hoops to undo that, including but not limited to let's give you the cheapest, stupidest thing that we all know won't work. I have literally had doctors prescribe something and look at me and go, okay, and when this doesn't work in 7 days, call back so that we can get you into something better. Well, if we know it won't work, why are we doing that? So I went and I saw a pain management specialist or whatever they're calling themselves. And they wanted to give me shots before we knew all of what was going on.
The reason, Andy, is pretty clear. The Mad Passion Dis has
taken over. That is true, Mr. Phillip.
It is the corporate head of all of America's insurance policies.
Oh. So, but the thing is that the guy sits there and he's like, I want to give you a shot. There's like 3 major locations, but we're only going to give you 1. And you're going to have to do this for like a year, year and a half. It's not really going to work before we can try you on the next level of shot. And I'm like, how does that make any sense? It's only going to hopefully fix one of the 3 major areas, but you're telling me flat out that it probably won't. Matter of fact, you're very sure it won't. But you want me to do that. You want to put a needle in my spine that's not going to fix shit. Every 3 months for a year, year and a half. And then it turns out that now that we know more about what everything is, that the steroid shots are horribly not good for EDS people. They're very bad for, oh goodness. My brain is saying cartilage, but that's not the right word. The subconnective tissue.
Yeah, I mean,
it's very bad for
steroids
that. So.
Steroids are known for having terrible effects on skin and tissues.
It's because it's EDS is the connective tissue. It's the collagen. It's a collagen disorder. Literally, your DNA is saying the blueprints, and the blueprints are wrong. So it's in the steroids are very bad for this. So it would have been a horrible idea to have been on these steroid shots.
I mean, I could say like I'm not a doctor, but I know a connection between 2 bad things.
Well, I mean, actually, this is a now known and proven that steroids are bad for people with collagen disorders, specifically very bad for EDSers. Like there's tons of research on this. Bad juju. At the time, we didn't know everything that was going on. It was before all the EDS stuff was diagnosed. But the doctor sat there and said it's probably that he was very sure it wasn't going to work anyhow. So wait, you don't think this is going to work, but you want me to go through a year and a half of you sticking needles in my spine because the insurance company wants you to jump through that hoop.
Yep.
It's the stupid. So yes. So this entire thing, rather than just call me and ask, right? This entire thing boils down to, well, since the insurance company doesn't cover it, they decided not to fill the fucking thing. And then I'm having to drive hours and hours because you people,
There's only one way around this kind of situation, and it's really annoying, and given your location impossible, you need to actually become kind of friends with the pharmacist.
If I was close enough, I could have that type of relationship. If the insurance company didn't want to go through Walmart, which I have to basically go through Walmart, it would be, I guess, somewhat easier because you could, like the small town one, they get to know you.
Yeah.
You can pick up stuff at that, even if you need an ID. They're like, yeah, but we know you. Why do we have to see your ID again? Right?
Yeah,
but
my
through Walmart, they don't know who you are. They see so many people every day. It's just ridiculous.
Andy? if you're doing pharmacy at Walmart, Walmart has a butcher knife aisle. You can go get something to help
That's true.
persuade the pharmacist. Or
But
at
if
least
they
make you
didn't
feel
order,
better.
at least get it through their head that next time fucking just order it. Like, this is so
Also,
dumb.
on the opposite end of things, you can always bribe people. Like, you could always, at some point, knowing you're going to work with a pharmacy,
I
go in
wonder if
and
they
bring
can
them
put a
coffee in the
note
morning.
in there. I wonder if they can put a note in there. Stop being stupid. Just put the goddamn thing through. Is that a note that we can have written on there? I wonder.
Not one that will help you.
Actually,
But,
yes, you can. So, as someone who uses a Walmart pharmacy, because it is what is close to my local teeny tiny town that my insurance will cover, I have made friends with my pharmacists, all three of them that work there, and several of the attendants that work there, the pharmacy techs. And there are notes for very
but-
specific things that we get that say it
and
doesn't
I
matter if
can
the insurance
try,
doesn't put it
but
in.
that Walmart in your town is so much smaller and less busy than the Walmart I use.
Absolutely, but you might be able to
I might
go
be able to
one
have them be like,
in a
just pretty please, can you
smaller
just
town.
stop
Yeah.
it? Put a note in there, something.
And
Or use one of the tiny town Walmarts.
also,
Yeah.
you do have to use hypnosis and the power of suggestion on people.
You know, if they
But
were
that's
male,
usually
I would try titties.
Yeah,
I was gonna
I'm
say-
willing.
You could also harness the dark powers of chi. This is all in my magazine. You can order it for
$29.99. 4
Yep.
installments. No worries.
Hey, question. Do we have a topic for tonight?
I had one I had thought about, but I
Pharmacies.
feel bad without Sarah. This
It's
would be a great
fine.
topic for Sarah. No, this would be a good topic for Sarah.
Okay.
I was
Well, then
thinking
we'll have to save it
about,
for
and we
Sarah.
might change, we'll see how we feel. I had gotten to thinking because of something somebody said in the last few weeks at a table about significant others at the table. So, like the GM's, the boyfriend or husband or girlfriend or whatever. And occasionally you'll find people who, even though they're not in a relationship, they'll start off the game with, oh, I want that character to be my character's spouse or sibling or something like that. And it creates a slightly different dynamic. So I thought that would be fun, but I think it would be even more fun with Sarah here because both of you game. And
Yeah,
you're married.
She would definitely have a different perspective because I'm running the games for her.
Right, but
and,
she has also GM'd.
Yeah,
And you played in
that's-
it. So that's why I was thinking that this would be a really cool dynamic because both of you, but she's not here. So do we
No,
want to
I
pause
would-
that one and think of a different topic? Because I really
I'm
feel
fine
like
with
she would have a
that.
good perspective.
I do have some other topics.
What do you got for me?
Um,
Either that or I can go find Savage sent me a list of cool topic ideas. I can go dig that up.
Favorite-
Savage sent you a damn graphic you haven't looked at yet. Savage is a little offended.
Oh, no, I'm so sorry. I have been
It's-
swamped.
it's
Ridiculously swamped. I don't even
well,
think I've been on X in like a week and a half. I'm not even
I'll
sure
be
that I've
honest.
looked at it.
I've been sick, so I haven't used any type of reminders or pokey sticking or nagging and
No,
nothing.
it wouldn't have done any
Nothing.
good. I'm so
the internet is in retrograde right now, so don't worry about it.
it's something. Well, and this is real life infringing upon and FOSSA stuff infringing upon. It's like I felt like, yay! I got one less. I had one less meeting a week, and woohoo! I now have one more meeting, so I'm back up in meetings to like 6 a week or something stupid. So much fun.
There we go.
Yeah, Mercury's and
Oh,
Gatorade.
that's always a good one, but I don't want to bash other systems, so I have to be careful.
You can bash anything you want. This is America.
It's not nice though. So okay, if I wasn't
This
working
is
for a game
also
company,
America.
no, it's like a faux pas, unless it's
Hey,
D and
everybody,
D.
Andy's nice. I'm not. This is an awesome topic.
But you don't work for a company. So Savage, maybe you've seen this. If you work for a gaming company or have a small gaming company, you're really not allowed to bad talk anybody else. unless it seems to be Wizards of the Coast D&D. And then apparently we can bash them all sideways and back. But otherwise, everybody has to pretend, even if you're not happy about it, that you're not unhappy. It's weird. But I feel like you're judged harshly for it. Savage, have you seen this? Is it me?
It's basically the bash the big kid rule, and shit happens. Just it occurs, you know?
Right, but you know what I'm talking about. Like if I said something about a certain nameless company that I try very hard not to say bad things about, but I don't like what they've done with a certain intellectual property.
All right. Here's how I would
it would look like sour grapes.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
If you are shit talking something, you need to have a logical reason.
Okay? And it simply be I don't like what they did with it.
That's not just because it isn't to your taste is not a reasonable.
There's a few other things, but it's not a few other things that I don't like that I'm not going to go into. Yeah. I will say this: a
critique has to have some validity.
Here's a critique for. Okay, I don't like what they've done with Shadowrun, in a lot of respects, but I'm going to leave most of it alone. They did one that they were calling, I think, Anarchy, where you got points because you said a catchphrase, but instead of it being a cool catchphrasey thing, it became a whole doing whatever you could to find an excuse to say the catchphrase, which is kind of lame as hell. So does that count? Because I'm not trying to bash.
No, that's a critique that is honest. You're saying the issue with Anarchy's tag system is that it motivates the opposite way. Instead of trying to get you to, incorporate cool stuff into your saying, it's making you go and do that. And so it's having the opposite effect.
Literally to the point, the few times that I've seen it played or played in it, literally people would poke each other and tell them what to say so that you could trigger saying what you want to say to get your point age thing, whatever.
So I have a fix for that. So what you have is a critique. That's a valid critique because that is a system failure. A good fix for that would be something like the actual person who's running the game has the list of things that should come up. Basically, they have a trope list of cyberpunk bingo or any sort of slang. Anytime someone calls someone a chummer, uses the proper terms for things. Deckers, metahumans, sixth world. Anytime someone does that, they get a little check. Now that's how you would fix that. But
that would make it better. But eventually they're going to start to figure out, and I just I used to, as a GM, if you did something that was really cool, really smart, really funny, I gave you extra XP or some sort of cookie. Maybe a cool item or a new bonus to an item. There was not a lot of strict guidelines to it, but it was my way of treating the players for being interactive and interactive in the world, which I think is what they were trying for, but it just comes off so bad.
All right. And I think that's a valid critique. You're not shitting on something. You're not going and saying, I don't like it because it's not cool. You're saying this honestly doesn't work and you've seen it go in the opposite direction.
Oh yeah.
So
have you played
what's the system out there? I have the first edition of that, and that's why I didn't buy the second edition.
I didn't even know they'd done a second edition. I'll be honest. Maybe they fixed it in that. I played the first. I tried really hard as an old person who borders on curmudgeonry. So my general rule is I have to play under 2 different GMs because you might not like how one GM runs something. I have to read it myself, preferably try to GM it, but at least read it, and then play under 2 GMs. And if I freaking still hate it at that point, it's because it sucks.
That is a more thorough review criteria than I would say the entire industry.
That exceeds mine.
I try very hard because I know I have tendencies to rabble, right? So I try.
And that's I'm a bit of a curmudgeon myself. I was born an old man, but I do I do the same thing. I try to fight
You're probably
against
the
that.
youngest person here. Maybe Savage, and you can like rock paper scissors for it. But otherwise, you're
I
like the youngest dude here.
How old? I'm 42,
You went.
maybe 43.
I was gonna say
Ben's
Savage is
rookie
only in his
numbers. Work on it.
30s.
Yeah.
I was raised in a doomsday cult, so I don't really remember my birthday that well.
You're kidding, right?
Nope.
It's been a weird week.
Which day was the actual doomsday? I'm just curious.
It's
I
something
think it
about
was supposed to-
2012 and some Aztecs. Right?
Originally they were saying the 70s. Then I think they started the 90s, and they keep, well, as you can tell,
They
the world
kick the
hasn't
ball.
ended. Yeah, they keep kicking it down the road, as they keep tightening their belts because they just keep losing more and more people as the apocalypse they've been promising for 100 years now hasn't come about. So
I'm still all for getting a bunch of blow up dolls, filling them with helium, putting clothes on them, racing them across town at the same time.
that's the dream.
I'm gonna keep my mouth
That's like
shut.
worth a field trip
This
in
is
itself.
a horrible thing to do. Hilarious, but horrible.
Oh, I fully support this one.
So the kids, I had third grade, and their one worksheet, which was not picked by me, this was left by the teacher, was about sign language. They have to read it and then answer a bunch of questions. It works on reading comprehension, right? And one kid's like, I know sign language. Okay. She knows one thing to say in sign language, which is Jesus loves me or you, depending on who you point at, right? And so this devolves into blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, guys, we're not going to because, and they're like, well, why not? And I'm like, because not everybody has the same belief system. And that's just not appropriate. Because we talked about, I've had these kids since they were in preschool. And we've talked about things like cursing isn't about whether their little mouths can say it, right? It's not about whether or not they can use it correctly in a sentence. We're sure you can. It's about growing up and knowing that there are places you should and shouldn't use it, right? And someone's like, well, who doesn't believe in Jesus? I'm like, oh, God. And then somebody else pops up with this other child. She hates Jesus, which I doubt is true. I'm guessing her family doesn't believe or doesn't believe the same, right? But it's like, that's why. That's why we're not talking about this. Shut up, you little monsters. And so I can just imagine doing that here with the small town crazies would be so funny and so wrong.
It would make
How much would that many blow up dolls and helium be?
Well worth the cost.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm pretty sure Amazon could get you them pretty easily.
Because, clothes are cheap. You can just go to yard sales and pick that up.
They don't need clothes.
Oh, that's right. You lose your clothes. You don't get clothes in the rapture.
To leave random piles of clothes throughout town, though.
Which is really weird, because don't you think they'd all be like, oh my God, how dare you be naked?
Why are we even questioning, like, the logic train on this?
Because we can.
I mean,
Okay,
yeah, we're gamers.
So
Yeah,
you
I
now
guess.
know one of the ones that I think is one of the worst systems out there.
What do you love? What do
I love?
Yeah, what's your go-to? Oh man, if I could steal this and put it into every game, I would.
I don't know that there's one that I would steal for every game I can, but one that I love and have always loved is classic Deadlands. And the reason I love it is because of things like the poker chips and the playing a hand of basically poker with the GM to see if your spell goes off. I love, doing cards for your initiative. I loved the, how to put it? You felt so connected, a lot like Urton does, in the fact that you felt like the mechanics pushed that setting, that world.
Deadlands is a setting that I wish there are certain settings out there that I think people should really experience if they want to have truly gotten all they can get out of RPGs. Deadlands is there, Earth Dawn, Shadowrun, 1879 is now growing on me now that I've gotten through some of these humongous books. But like Rifts, there's just some worlds out there
So
that are so integrally just their own thing.
I really love systems that manage to, by using the rule set, push the genre, the setting, the world.
Lu-
And Earth Dawn does a
Ludo,
good job. Um, like I said, Deadlands, and Deadlands, I think is I lived through classic Deadlands, and then I lived through, they changed it to D20, and everybody was big into D20. And
yeah,
going to the D20 system was awful. You lost everything that made it unique and wonderful, really.
yep.
So I, I feel like that, yeah, those would be on the far ends of my spectrum.
So I would definitely agree with that. Deadlands was amazing. It had I'm trying to think the term is ludonarrative mechanics, which is something Earth Dawn has really gone all in on. Everything makes sense inside of the system itself. The gambling in Deadlands makes sense because that's how magic has been interpreted by Hoyle. Like there's
So,
so much stuff that's
well,
just
in Deadlands,
it all
the
fits.
technical thing is that you don't actually make magic. You have an inner kind of fight with a spirit,
A Manitou.
and that, yeah, the Manitou spirit, and you play a hand of poker to see who wins. If you win, the Manitou has to do what you want. If it wins, it doesn't. So it was less about, like, I kind of interpreted by hope, but yeah, it was about whether or
It
not
was
you,
just
because you don't actually have magic, you are forcing a Manitou to do your bidding, a spirit to do your bidding.
so Deadlands, I mean, they've gone and done what I call kind of the Star Wars galaxy problem, where you think the thing that everyone's gonna want is to be able to do the cool shiny thing. So instead of making it really difficult like it originally was, you open it to everyone, and now everyone can do the cool shiny thing, and it took no real effort, and now the game suffers horribly for it.
I think it's Manitou, not Manatee. It's a
It
Native American thing.
it's Manitou.
There you go.
It is
Manitou.
Manitou. It's I want to say it's French. It is an indigenous term. It is essentially the evil spirits of the setting.
It's
And
spirits. Evil is
yeah,
subjective.
evil
It's
is
a little
suggested
like
in the same
Oni.
way.
It's a little like Oni.
Uh,
They're not necessarily evil.
in Fey terms, they're unseelie.
Even that's
They're
a little.
they are default harmful.
I think the way I always read it and interpreted it is that neutral with leanings towards, but that didn't mean that all of them were. You
They're
could
not
get some
horror.
that were more helpful. But unless
They-
you got into bomb spirits or explosive spirits, so like bullet spirits, things like that, and those
Or-
were horrifyingly leaning into evil. Not always,
Yeah.
but more likely than not.
Or when it turned into the Hell on Earth setting, and there was radiation spirits,
Yeah,
and
those are
those
bad too.
things were just nightmarish. Hell on Earth
it's like
was so good too. It was an
I'm playing
amazing
Hell on
follow-up.
Earth again with some friends, and I don't like it as much as I liked Weird West, but I don't dislike. I like it. It's up there, but I still like Weird West better.
Yeah, I have friends who are still running their Hell on Earth campaign after I don't know how many years, and that's something it's rare to say that Pinnacle pulled off. Is they honestly they nailed it on their first edition, and that's absolutely obscene. Like no one generally gets the best version of their game on their first edition.
Well, but here's the thing. I mean, if you look at Deadlands, the really next edition was the D20, which was just awful as fuck. And then they went to Reloaded, if I remember correct, which was
Yep, it's Reloaded. Then it's considered
and then Savage Worlds.
Now
And
it's
I don't
Savage Worlds
dislike Savage
Adventure.
Worlds. I don't dislike Savage Worlds, but it's. I think
It's
that
not
part of
as
the
good.
problem is that the original system was the only one that was their system. Everything
they
else
took
was kind of we're shoehorning this into D20. We're shoehorning this into
Yeah.
Savage Worlds. And so it's the
That's-
best version because it's the only their version. Hi, Sarah. Bye, Sarah.
Yeah, I
Wow.
mean that's the issue. They had a really cool, really internalized system, and then they went and opened it up to make it a system that could do anything. And by going, it could do anything good, and the one thing that it used to do excellently, it can't do anymore.
All right. How about who wants to go next? Mr. Pink, Matty, Savage, Dire Sith. Who wants to tell us their favorite and least favorite? Or at least for tonight's favorite and least favorite. Maybe it changes.
Someone else. I'm
Okay.
busy doing other things.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, okay,
All
Philip,
right.
why don't you tell us yours?
Okay, so I am totally willing to throw shade at the industry because I've heard enough of the behind the scenes stuff. So, least favorite right now, system wise, is the Essence 20 system. And the reason for that is that it is a somewhat an attempt to kind of unbloat the D&D 5th ed system, but it also made everything very generic. And then they took that system and they made it for Power Rangers. Okay, that's an interesting power scaling thing. Fine, no problem. Then G.I. Joe. Then Transformers. Then My Little Pony. And then Welcome to Night Vale. They use the exact same system that they used for Transformers, which is a show about giant robots that turn into cars and other things and beat each other up. And they use that for the same thing as the like independent, strange, like small town in Arizona Twin Peaks type of RPG. They see this as no issue, and it is because this company has an obscene amount of money to spend on IPs. And they are just going, this system cannot do what they're trying to make it do.
So, okay, when you say it, because I'm going to be honest, I don't know this one.
Oh,
Essence how is it different than every other freaking D20 system?
it's a D20 with basically like the words filed off, and I think their advantage/disadvantage system just adds a different type of die. It's literally it can do D20 stuff competently. You really need your GM to pitch in on this, but they use the same thing for My Little Pony as they do for G.I. Joe. This is insane that you think you can solve every conflict with the exact same skills, and it's just mind-boggling. Like, there's certain things you shouldn't do, and there was a huge era in the
So they're
early
trying to
2000s.
create like a Savage Worlds Riffs D20.
Yes. It's just it's an omni system, and it's like they just think they're very cool about it. They're selling the same system to everybody in the same core book over and over and over again with like one or two powers differentiated. It is a hideous money grab. And the saddest thing I have to say is that they have the IP for Dungeon Crawler Carl, and they're going to make it in Essence 20, and it's going to be the same generic schlock that they've been pouring out.
But I like the book so far.
I like Dungeon Crawler Carl.
I know.
Well, but that's how they're making their bank is you like it, you bought and they're
Yeah,
not having to
because-
rework a system, so it's cheap.
And the problem with this,
I've seen some of the advertisements, and I think it might have been through
Matty.
Kickstarter or something for the Dungeon Crawler Carl game, and
Yeah.
I looked at that and noped out of it.
Sorry.
these like
If anybody listens to this later, Matty was like, "This is why we can't have nice things."
it's true. It's like if I were to compare this to like Nintendo games back in the day, they're the LJN of TTRPGs. They just have a bunch of freaking licenses that they have no right to have, and they crank stuff
I mean,
out.
the whole point of the licenses is that they have a right to have them. That is totally a money thing. It's sad.
It's
sad.
a creative. These are not people who are passionate about
Oh.
like the actual game they're making. These are people who are milling out the same dang thing.
That's just sad.
And they're looking for money out of it, and that's it.
And the funny thing is that like news has been broken. They're already tied to a huge flippin' catastrophe,
What?
and they're tied to the Diamond bankruptcy.
Oh, ooh.
So they're partly up as collateral for if that thing goes completely down the toilet.
Oh, that's
And
not good.
Diamond has been screwing people over for years, and has
yeah.
specifically screwed over Green Ronin by basically, right before Gen Con, hey guys, everything we have in your stock, we're now going to sell to pay our debts off.
Oh no, so I've heard some about this, and I even donated to a legal fund for it.
Yeah.
So for people who are listening in, Diamond used to be a comic book distributor that distributed some other things in the very, very old days before Philip's time because he's a baby. Sorry, before Savage's time because he's a bigger baby. Hi, Savage. Okay, so what you would have to do if you wanted, say, a Batman t-shirt is you had to find somebody who had the Diamond catalog, or go to your local comic book store, open up the Diamond catalog, order it, wait for the slow boat from China to come in with it. You couldn't just go to Walmart. They didn't have that type of stuff, right? And so you would then wait. So eventually they branched into some other stuff. So it wasn't just your big, and therefore the longest time you could only get DC or Marvel or Dark Horse through Diamond. They had basically a monopoly. You got it through Diamond or you got nothing. And so if you were a company, like a comic book store, a front for people to come in and buy your stuff, you would have the thing there, they would order, and if your shipment was screwed up, you had a Diamond rep, and you'd have to call your Diamond rep, and the Diamond rep varied. Like if you had a good one, it was okay. If you had a bad one, your life was heck. And so more recently what has happened is that Diamond has gone under. But Diamond acted much like Studio 2 does for us as a distributor. So they have basically all of our United States stuff is in Studio 2's warehouse. So when Diamond went under, they said, well, all this stuff is in our warehouses. And instead of shipping it back to the companies or saying, where do you want this? Or even, we're really sorry, please bring your, U-Haul to get your stuff. They said, we're just going to sell all of your stuff to pay off our debts. So, like for us, this would be as if Studio 2 went under and the Studio 2 company sold all of our stuff. So all of we would have nothing. So it's worse than just I lost sales. I didn't just lose sales. I didn't just lose a distributor. You are taking all of my inventory away. Yes, they made you pay to have the catalog. They did. So, well, it depended on what store. A lot of stores had a copy that you couldn't wander around with. You had to leave it right there at the counter, and they let you flip through it. If you wanted to move it away from the counter, they would make you pay for the catalog. And it was every month. It was a whole thing. But
I know I had to buy Diamond catalogs for some of my various things I've had to do over the years.
I had a Diamond distributor when I ran a shop that did that stuff. So the problem is so like Green Ronin and a lot of the not huge companies, but not tiny companies who use Diamond as a distributor, wait, I can't even sell my stuff. You're not giving it back to me. I can't find another distributor. You're stealing my property to try to pay off your bills. So some of them were banding together, and I haven't heard much on it. I haven't had a chance to look into it again lately. We're banding together to try to stop them from selling product that they don't even own
Yeah.
to pay off their bills.
So,
And I don't. What do we know what happened? Is it still tied up in lawsuits?
they're Green Ronin's screwed, but
Oh no, because
those
they're
people who own
nice.
Diamond, the people who own Diamond, what other company do they own?
Do they own this other one? I'm assuming.
Renegade Games.
Oh.
The people who own Diamond own Renegade Games.
Okay.
The
well, F them.
The game company that came
And
out
wait,
of nowhere.
So Green Ronin, there's nothing Green Ronin can do because that's theft. They're stealing their property.
I feel sorry for them, but the court has ruled that Diamond can go and sell the stuff that it has on. It's not commission. What's the other word? Consignment. That they have on consignment from other companies to go and pay off the debt. So
how does that work? That's stealing my stuff.
It's America, and it's legal to steal your stuff because they have more money, and the people who want their money, the people who want their money,
doesn't deserve that.
They don't have more money. They just have better lawyers.
Yeah, Green Ronin doesn't deserve this at all, and the fact that they're doing it while they were trying to launch the next edition of Mutants and Masterminds is the worst.
I know, because I had tried to so they were supposed to have them at last Gen Con. Because I was going to pick it up while I was there. And this affected all of that. And do they have it now, or are they just dead in the water? Because you have nothing to sell if they stole all your stuff.
I know, and I don't know what their situation is. I do think they're screwed because there's really no way to do this. I don't know what their other assets are, and I won't speculate on it.
No, that's so awful.
I hope they come through this. I hope they come through this well. And they make an amazing system, like what they've done with Mutants and Masterminds. Every edition has been a step forward, a step closer to ideally what they're trying to do.
I like Eminem.
And beautiful.
I'm now really sad because I had thought, I stupidly thought that they would be fine. That they would get a lawyer, and the lawyer would be like, no, you can't sell that. You don't own that. Like, I can't sell Philip's car. That's ridiculous, right?
Well, I parked my car in your garage. You owe a
Except you didn't leave it in my garage, and I've been asking you to pick it up. If you leave it in my garage and you abandon it, that's different.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm telling I'm paying you to hold. They were paying them to hold
me to hold it. Yeah,
distribute it. And the thing is that the companies that owed the debt holders will always get priority in America. They're always a huge company with some massive legal thing, so they're always gonna get the first bite.
I'm just gonna sit here and fume.
It's all
on their behalf, by the way, because
so this is why I was surprised when I saw Renegade Games announcing the whole Dungeon Crawler Carl thing, because I'm like, how are you guys still coming out with this? Like, how do you still have money when one business that you're tied to is massively hemorrhaging, cash to go and pay things back, and you're put up as collateral for them?
Because the other side of that gorilla-sized coin is Hasbro.
Really?
Yeah. Well, this is why I made the comment about the common thread in the licensed properties.
Oh my God!
All Hasbro.
Thank you. That fills in a huge. That's the last piece of the triangle for me, because I've been wondering how this hasn't just gone and tsunami backlashed on the hobby itself.
Didn't it? Hasn't it already?
Okay, fair enough.
We're way off topic. All right, so who do you like? That's where we're at.
Who do I like?
Fassa.
Yeah.
Well, I will
that is the
say
correct answer.
I like the step system enough that I want to use it for my own like setting that I've been working on for a while. So that's a fairly good indicator. I mostly like it because I feel like you can play an actual buffing character and be successful, and I don't feel like that's really grasped entirely well by stuff like D&D. I don't feel like you can make a character who's like, what are you doing? I'm throwing up illusions, or I'm buffing this person. I feel like that's really well handled by the step system.
And we didn't pay him or threaten him at all.
Yet.
Often. All right. I like it. I think that I agree on, especially, I like the step system. I think that not only can you have a better support character, but I think that as a general rule, we push for a better rounded character in general. So, for what it's worth. All right, Mr. Pink, what about you? Least favorite and favorite system?
Yeah, you asked this 10 minutes ago, and I looked at my wall, and I'm still not sure.
Okay. How about you, Savage? You got an idea? Okay.
It just, for me, very, very recently, with all the shit they've been doing to D&D, the WotC Hasbro people have, upset me a lot, but they still have not really hit my least favorite. For me, when that question is asked, my knee-jerk response is Vampire the Masquerade. And that has nothing to do with the system, because I love the system. The system is beautiful. It works well.
Is it the LARP players?
Well, it's not
and
the
their
LARP.
PvP. The LARP players and their PvP.
It's probably also the LARP players, but it's like, I've tried to get into a couple of those games because, like I said, I really, really like the system. But every time I try to get into one of those games, there's like, a pair of edgelords in that game, and it's like, yep, fuck this. I'm out of here.
You should get me to run it. I run it like it probably ought to be ran, where it's not PvP and it's not edge playing bullshit. It's what the prince says, you people go do the thing. And you go and you do the thing.
For me, it is literally one of those things where it's like, it's a system I would love to see work. But every time I try to go in there, it's like, wow, you guys have just found every freak on the fucking planet.
The last one I ran for Vampire, it was a group of younger, newer to the city vampires, and they got put on there's these people on this, and they're disappearing. And before this turns into a thing that we could be blamed for, go figure it out to make sure that it's not something from the supernatural world that will kick us in the teeth later. It was a satyr, and he was kidnapping what he considered hot people from basically the young adults who were partying on this little island campground area in the middle of like a river lake thing. So they had to like band together and figure it out and then take down the satyr.
So here's what I can offer you. I can offer you me running a game from the World of Darkness, but run as sarcastically as possible.
No, I actually like World of Darkness when it's ran right.
Big edgelord 90s nonsense.
No.
Everyone's
I'm actually
wearing
currently running New Wad Changeling the Lost.
Everyone's smoking cloves.
No.
Oh man, go you.
All right, Philip, sit in a corner.
I'm sorry. I do apologize for my degenerate people.
Honestly, cloves don't smell as bad as regular cigarettes, so I'm okay with that part.
You shouldn't be smoking them, though.
Oh, I don't smoke them. I'm not allowed to smoke. I can't smoke.
And I thought people had given up on the cloves long before the 90s, but
Oh, no. They were big out here in the 90s, especially with the
Oh.
LARPers. The vamp
It
LARPers
never-
loved cloves. It's the whole thing.
Oh,
The vamp LARPers will be the last people to stop smoking.
So I used to, because I was there, okay? But I don't smoke. I can't smoke. I've never been able to smoke. It's a thing. But everybody else basically did. So I would carry candy cigarettes. And I got really good at mimicking the hand movements. And I would occasionally get people, they'd be like, dude, can I bum one? I really need one. Well, you won't like mine. Are they menthol? I mean, I'll even take menthol. Nope, they're not menthol. Is it a clove? No, it's not a clove. It's fine. Whatever it is, it's fine. And I'd hand them this candy cigarette and they'd be like, well, what the fuck is this? As close to cigarettes as I'm ever going to get. That's what it is. Good luck lighting it. It's sugar. It will catch on fire, but
it's also the only place I've ever been where other people other than me were smoking clothes, and it wasn't at an actual goth club.
I love candy cigarettes. They made them awful though. They got rid of the red tip at the end, and I don't know.
Musk.
They started calling them candy sticks instead of candy cigarettes. It was a whole thing.
In Australia, they were called fags.
Well,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
in
it means
the UK,
stick.
they are too. I would think. That's what cigarettes were called back then, or still, maybe.
That's musk lollies is what they are. They're you Americans.
Are they musk flavored?
They are musk flavored. Well, they were,
Holy.
at least when I was a kid.
There's a musk flavored candy? That's
I'm a little
awesome.
weirded out with
yeah.
that. Is that good?
It's fucking awesome, actually.
Okay.
Oh
Musk
my god.
Musk
I gotta
is the
find-
best candy flavor.
Okay, you're gonna have to send
actually
me
have
some.
I have a musk candy flavored air freshener in my hand literally right now. It is that good.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look for this. Maybe I can find it on Amazon.
Come on, Amazon.
I will find you a shopping link for this air freshener.
I have found musk lifesavers.
Yes, those are awesome.
Okay. I need a link for this.
I'm just frightened, and I'm pretending you guys don't exist right now.
Say, come on. This is
This
amazingly
is an educational
awesome.
podcast.
Yeah.
I am buying those later.
Seriously, they're so good. They're addictive.
Yeah, I like the weird flavors of candy, like violets.
It's not weird.
What people consider
For the
weird.
US, it's unusual. How about that?
Like, you know what's weird? Cinnamon flavored candy.
I
That's
like
weird.
cinnamon.
Oh, you are messed up. Cinnamon candy is the best.
It is not something that exists anywhere outside of America, except in import shops. It is not a usual
actually, I was
candy
going to
flavor.
say Mexico has a lot of like cinnamon chocolate.
Mexico
for
is
heat.
America, and so is Canada.
So cinnamon
I'm sure
is
Mexico feels that way too.
Cinnamon's considered disgusting in some parts
California.
of the world. I want to say cinnamon's considered like a horrible scent in South Africa.
Yes.
There's a lot of places where it's just considered like a really bad taste, and they don't know why people like it.
Oh, I remember Red Hots and loving Red Hots when I was little.
And in America, we would do lines of it if we could.
We would. I in my cupboard have 3 different cinnamons because where you get your cinnamon from changes it. Oh, I'm sorry.
What country it was grown in changes
Please
it.
go give Lizzie a hug. And I'll try to catch up with you later, Savage. All right. All right, so what's your favorite, Mr. Pink? It's obviously Earthdawn, right?
Well, Earthdawn is what I've played the most of in the past decade, so that is probably the answer.
It's a good answer.
I do hate to say this, but my favorite setting overall still is Shadowrun. Unfortunately, the people who have Shadowrun right now have done everything they can to fucking destroy it.
Amen to that.
So I
I
mean,
think you successfully destroyed it.
they may have. I don't know, but I mean, it you know, and you know, to be completely honest, I mean, you know, with your original question, I can say Shadowrun from 1990, probably number one. Shadowrun 2026, probably pretty near the bottom. And I still love the setting.
Yep.
It's the first game I ever played. It's always going to have a place in my heart. I'm not going to pretend otherwise.
I
And
collected the novels as a kid.
I mean, I like to be honest, out of all of them, I like the Shadowrun. I loved the skill tree from the original Shadowrun. Where you could you know increase your difficulty based on how many dots you were away from a skill you actually had. But I mean,
It's fair.
that is quite literally probably. I mean, the original early Shadowrun, between 1 and probably all the way up to 4, are some of my favorites.
Very fair.
Based on me and the people I play with, we have all loved Star Wars. The Fantasy Flight Star Wars we've all enjoyed just because of the different style and the funny dice and all of that. But
I hated the funny dice.
I like the funny dice.
They aren't
I still have-
pretty, and I own a freak ton of dice that are pretty. So I didn't want funny, not pretty dice. It was a whole thing for me.
Andy,
I have
don't look at it as
issues.
funny. Don't look at it as funny versus pretty. Just look at it as more dice.
But they're ugly dice, and I hit a point a long time ago. If they're not cool dice or pretty dice, I don't want them.
Oh,
I
I
own
have
a lot
of
of
ugly
dice.
dice too. So.
Are we talking about the Genesis system now? Because
The Fantasy Flight, yes, that would have been Genesis system.
Yeah, my favorite memory from when they introduced that, because I look at everything. I will buy the pre-sale stuff. I scour new systems looking for new ideas. And when I saw them demo that game, that poor man, he was trying to explain how things worked, and then he rolled the dice and dropped them. And I saw him look, and I saw, like, in his eyes a panic set in as he was like, what the fuck did I roll? And then he's just like, oh, no, keep to the script, keep talking, doesn't matter, you'll explain it. Yeah.
Well, like I said, I when they came out, I didn't even buy any of the Fantasy Flight stuff because I looked at the dice and said, those are hideous. What is wrong with you people? And so I didn't even buy. And I still have the original D6, Westinghouse, whatever the original D6. I still have those on the shelf.
You had to crayon in?
What?
The ones you had to crayon in?
Shh. I have those dice are from D&D. I'm talking about the D6 Westing Star Wars books.
Oh, the West End Games ones.
Yeah, the West End Games ones. I still have those.
The best version of Star Wars.
I still have those, but I looked at the Fantasy Flight ones and I went, what are they doing to dice? Grumble, grumble. And I never get... So it's why I never say anything bad about it, because I hated the dice so much I didn't even go anywhere with it.
You don't have to worry.
I've got the Star Wars. I've got both of the WotC Star Wars. I've got the Fantasy Flight Star Wars. I mean, I have played, I think, probably every Star Wars RPG that has been kicked out.
I do love Star Wars. So
I think I've run more Saga Edition than anything else.
Well,
I have Saga.
Saga is still a WotC property, isn't it? Though.
It is, but I don't
Gonna
think
say
any of the PDFs are out there legally
Okay.
because
I
of
have
how
the
things work.
books.
I mean, that's
I
the
know.
problem with this version of Fantasy Flight Star Wars is the only PDFs out there are ones that people are making on their own because they got the license at a very weird transitional period. Because there was a time before people were getting PDFs for their RPGs. Everything was in print.
Yeah.
Like
No,
God
I
intended.
I think I have a full set of the Saga books, and I've been told those are worth money now.
Oh, they're
Yes.
worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's
no.
just like all of my L5R books and my 7th C books are probably worth money.
My original L5R, my original 7C stuff, that stuff's bank. I've told my
Yep.
daughters that don't sell it all as one collection. You want to piece part it out, but yes, a lot of my gaming books are worth. Yeah, no, those books are good. Keep hold of those.
My one friend is the guardian of our collective L5R collection, and there's like 5 something different copies of different core books. But like just it is a mishmash of L5R because of how much of that game we played.
All right, let's see. Dyer, you don't have to talk if you don't want to, but favorite, you can type it. We'll read it. Favorite and least favorite? Oh, you're talking.
I can, yes.
Oh wow.
My least favorite is Champions. I hate the character creation
Shut your
system
mouth.
so much, so very much.
Shh, it's math. It's math. It's good. It's good. Shh, shh, shh. It's all good.
It's complex math, and I hate it.
Okay.
However,
You're not the only
I
person to have
rather-
not liked it.
I have 2 kind of favorites. I liked the Pendragon system a lot, and Traveler. Traveler was the first game I played, so it's special to me. But
Oh, the original
Traveler and
Traveler
Pendragon are
was
awesome.
Okay. Because I played with you for long enough that we've played Traveler back in the original Traveler days. So I totally. What do you like about the original Pendragon system though? Because that one's a little bit more obscure. So if anybody's listening in later, they might not have heard of that. Whereas Traveler, I think most people would be listening to us would have heard Traveler.
Okay, the Pendragon system works on seasons. You are not active in the winter because as Arthurian knights, nothing happens in the winter. You can't do it. So that's when you heal and gain your skills, and if you've got injuries, that's when you also expand your family and your holdings.
The Winter Court.
Yep. And also, I liked it because you could have. It was, the system is early enough that they recognized that there were still Odin worshippers amongst the Christians who had blended the theory, and I loved that.
Yep, you could. And let's also point out this is Greg Stafford's masterpiece.
It is.
It is a game meant to truly make you feel Le Morte d'Arthur and all that kind of stuff and really capture it, and he nailed it. And if you don't know who Greg Stafford is or what RuneQuest or Glorantha is, for the love of God, get to an internet.
Okay, I do have to point out though that, and this has nothing to do with the Arthur stuff, but you started with the game, I don't like it because of the character creation system, and then immediately leapt to, but I love Traveler.
I love Traveler because anything can happen during creation.
I mean, character creation, it's like one of the few games where you can die in character creation.
And
my first character was 47 years old and pretty much done with everything by the time he got to the adventure.
I love Traveler so much.
Oh, I love Traveler as well, but it was just, I don't like this game because of character creation. but I love Traveler.
Well,
And it's like, wow, man, you just picked the one thing most people hate about Traveler.
which is nuts because you come out with a character that you really kind of get a good idea about what they are. And
Well,
I think
and
Life
by
Path
the time
system,
you're done creating a character, you're invested. I mean, you do not have to be at game one. You are invested by the time you've
yeah,
made this thing.
it's like I want to live through this. I have a lot of enemies.
So I have invested so much, and I haven't even started.
What am I? I'm a Marine who's having a midlife crisis and wondering if actually going into the fighting was right for them. But all I got when I mustered out is a gun. So what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, instead of having a Dodge Challenger with a 39% interest rate, you have a spaceship with a 39% interest rate.
Nah, I mean, Champions, yeah, it's a kitchen sink of a game. I had it explained to me in a pretty easy way by someone once where one of the additions was if you spend 10 points for something, it's essentially worth a die, like 1d6. That's supposed to be it, but in reality, you need a computer program to write a character, and that's a bit much.
And they did
In
create one for it,
Champions,
but
you don't need a
ugh,
computer generator to make a character.
a lot of scratch paper.
What
Oh
edition
my
was the
gosh, it's
last one
not
you
that
played,
bad.
Andy?
I played first edition.
Okay, well, first I think was the one that was spend 10 points, get a d6, and like it was a little bit easier, but it's gotten a bit much over the years.
I'm pretty sure I had Dire Sith because we played it. Was it first edition? I
Yeah,
was thinking it was first.
no, it was second edition
Was it
because that was
second?
when it got
Yeah, see, but I'm a
weird.
math person, so it didn't bother me in the least. Like, I was like, oh, this is fine. It's not even truly calc. It's fine. Oh, a bunch of mean people. Anti-math
Yes.
humans. I know Dire Seth is an anti-math human. He's one of these writery, Englishy people.
Okay,
English
I
is
am a
fun
reader.
because you can manipulate the crap out of it.
That person. So, oh,
All right.
I hate you all.
Matty, I know you said you were busy.
Yeah, look, I'll make it super easy and no correspondence will be entered into. My favorite and least favorite RPG system of all time is Fatal.
At the same time.
You may
I
not
can
be
see
right.
that. Wait. I know what Fatal is, and okay, that tracks. I can see that with I can see that with Fatal.
I mean, I am, like I said, I'm not going to say you're right. You've nailed it, but you are definitely not wrong. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not explaining Fatal either. I've had to
Let's
do
Well, I'm
let's
not
not.
even. I am not touching that with someone else's stick. So,
I did a adult stuff in RPGs lecture at a convention once, and let's just say Fatal was a part of the topic. It was there. It was a thing. As was oh my goodness. I own like 3-4 copies of it now. It was a
I would like
3X
to,
book.
Book of Vile Darkness.
Yep, the Book of Vile Darkness also was a
that
topic for that conversation.
Book of Vile Darkness had the Cancer Mage.
Oh, dude, it also had nipple rings that turned pain into pleasure. It was a fantastic book if you liked. Oh my god, why did we need that? I'm just saying. Which became a wedding present in an actual RP tabletop game that I ran. Yeah.
There's been a lot of interesting third-party stuff for D20 over the years.
Oh, dude, that one. Did you know that talking about books that are expensive now? That is single print.
Oh,
started a whole hubbub. It's actually kind of goes into the open game license stuff because they made it sound like they were being all nice. But the thing is that you can't actually trademark a system. So what are they going to do? Just don't say anything about D&D, and they can't really. That's why a lot of the other ones started going to the open D20 system, right? But the Book of Wild Darkness was kind of the kickoff for it because they followed all the rules that D&D had kind of put out there. They said you had to have the core book, the whole thing. Well, then, but they were pissed off because that was much more adult oriented than the PG-13 atmosphere that they wanted to project.
I think we're talking about the wrong book.
Book of Wild Darkness?
Book of Vile Darkness was an actual. Are we talking about the adult D&D book?
It is. This is the Book of Wild. I will go down, but it's a third-party book, and it was only printed one time, and it is very adult. And that made Wizards, or was it whoever.
Are we
had
talking the Book of Erotic Fantasy? Because that was
erotic fantasy. I'll go down and look. Now I'm gonna have to go check.
Yeah,
Book of
'cause
Blue Magic
Book of
also
Wild-
had
Book
a
of
lot
Wild
of very
Darkness-
adult stuff in it.
Yeah, Book of Vile Darkness was an actual D&D property.
I'm gonna have to go
that
downstairs
was
and look.
a
Maybe I'm getting
Yeah.
it confused in my old age.
Yeah, you're probably thinking it's the book that sexual fan, like because I have that in my collection, and it,
I'm gonna have to go look.
despite being
old,
a book with some nudity in it, it actually has some fantastic classes. Specifically like the piercing masters. I mean, you could have something like 12 extra magic items turned into piercings, so you could carry a bunch of extra stuff.
which was cool.
They had
Really
an
neat
illusionist.
spells. There was a spell that allowed you to cause a distraction to somebody, and basically what
Yep.
you did is you gave them an orgasm. And the orgasm distracted them, so it wasn't like they didn't see you or something like that. It's just that they were distracted and didn't notice what you were up to. And since it was pleasurable, they didn't want to admit that they had this moment. It was a whole thing. At higher levels, you could make it a mass one.
A lot of weird stuff. A lot of it was to be taken. It's
It was meant to be funny. There's very few. There's very
like they
little of
had
it
the
that you can
notice-
pull off at the table, unless you have a very odd table. But it was pretty funny.
It even had like a comic in the back that was about that kind of stuff. Who was it? It was one of the.
That's what we should talk about sometime.
I don't remember
All
the
of the
name of
web comics that are loosely gaming-esque related. Because there's
Ogloff.
a ton of them. Well, yeah, that would fall into this category. But there's also
Order of the Stick.
Order of the Stick. The
Goblins.
little one about goblins, yeah, that I like.
Goblins. That one's awesome.
That could be fun.
Why do we have a +1 weapon in the trunk when we could be using it against these adventurers?
Because we're goblins, we don't use that. We do now.
And the old man was called Thaco.
Yeah, the old man was called Thaco. And there was the one who was like 1/16th rogue. And so you have to, the rule says that you get a +1 to your dodge, but you have to declare it every round, technically. So he just runs around, that tree, this blade of grass, I'm not wasting it, go. So just constantly naming something.
Man.
It was funny as
those
hell.
guys. Hackmaster still has a fan base that is pretty crazy.
They're pretty funny too.
Oh, come on, Hackmaster was not bad.
So which one do you like? Is there one that you like?
I don't know. What was there ever a real Hackmaster?
No,
Yeah.
no. As far as like, yeah, I mean, Hackmasters. There's a game. There was a comic strip, comic book.
It wasn't designed to be real. It was designed to mock.
They made it. Kenzer and Company, the people who were
Yeah, I
tied
have
with.
Hackmaster sitting on a shelf.
Yeah.
Yes, it's made to
And-
mock, but all of these things are made to mock D&D to a certain degree. I mean, goblins, like you said, the old man was named Thaco. Is there like a web comic cartoon comics book, whatever, that you like? That's loosely based off of the tropes?
Clerical error.
Okay, that's a good one. I don't know that one as well, but I've heard of it.
It was the one that they had in Dungeon Magazine and Dragon Magazine.
Oh, then I probably read more of it than I'm thinking I have. I thought it was something else.
I
'Cause I
used
have
to
all
really,
of those.
I used to follow Girl Genius a lot because it was
I've not read that
steampunk.
one.
It's Phil Folio
It's Phil Foley, which
and
makes it good. Period.
Phil Folio and Phil and Katya Folio. Phil Folio is as tied to gaming and Katya as anyone can be,
Okay.
and some of
And
the best comics I think. Buck Godot, Jesus, yeah, so many great things.
All right. So
He is tied to gaming through art, though. I mean, he is an artist, and he is awesome, and all of that.
But yeah, I mean, he was a Gen Con regular back in the day.
I can believe that.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, his art and his wife's art ended up on numerous card games. But yeah, not only did they do comics, they also did erotica comics that were also tied into nerd culture. They even did a card game based on that, which I think was collectible at some point. This was all a lot of crazy stuff that I think Steve Jackson was putting out.
well, I mean, it's Steve Jackson.
Steve Jackson got Steve Jackson got raided because he was making a game about hackers.
Yeah.
There's
He didn't
it's
get
hard to
over
name
that either, just so you know. As far as I understand, he is still not over that.
I
Can't
I
blame him.
have an autographed copy of GURPS from Steve Jackson. They do classic stuff. I mean, I like GURPS if I'm going to use something where I just need to have control of something from like the roots all the way to the top of the tree. It's a good system for that.
All right. I, however, am tired. Those little
I
kids
am
wore me
super
out today.
tired, and I have to get up in the morning. So
I'm going to call this, but I
okay,
think
go
the
you.
significant others at the table and or sometime reading based loosely on tabletop RPG tropes. So Dungeon Crawler Carl, but the web strips that were kind of like there's a ton of cool stuff I think we could talk about with that. I heart you guys. You are fantastic. So I will say goodbye and I'll let everybody else say goodbye and then I'm going to end this thing.
Oh, I thought we'd ended this thing a half an hour ago or 20 minutes ago, but
Nah,
well.
this has been recorded and being just, yeah.
Oh man,
Musk
so I said bad
lollies.
things about people in public.
Yep.
Awesome.
This is why
Good night,
you're the
everybody.
official unofficial dude. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Yep. Good night, all. And when Andi bails, I'm probably bailing right behind her because I am definitely ready to sleep.
Good night. Sleep tight. Will most likely kill you in the morning.
Damn straight.
I can accept that.
Give Matty a second. If not, I'll just say goodnight for Matty.
Musk lollies.
Good night.